Okay, DisFoodies, good evening. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So it's been a very long time coming. It's finally here, for better or for worse. We picked tonight to launch the YouTube channel. The kids are insane and they're upstairs locked away in one of the bedrooms.
If you hear a stampede, that is not elephants we have upstairs. It is
Right.
just 3 children.
So we're going to try to do this quickly so they're not falling through the ceiling. We've been sick in my house for a month, and I think I might be coming down with it a second time. So bear with me. I've got my tea in my castle mug, and I'm trying to get well. So anyway, I'm glad you guys are here. Maybe you're here, maybe you're not. Maybe no one's going to watch this except for us. So we'll see. Anyway, so this is going to be like a little kind of a Q&A kind of deal, like just to get to know us. I mean, I know a lot of you know us, and we know a lot of you. We've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of you already, but outside of the world of Disney food, we don't talk about a lot. So this is kind of going to be like a get to know us kind of deal. Some Q&A, and then maybe some
screaming children.
Maybe some screaming children.
Who knows?
They might fall right through the ceiling. We're in our dining room tonight, recording this vlog because it's the cleanest room in the house. So, 3 kids and a dog, and we have a very messy house most days. Tonight, the dining room was the cleanest, so that's where we are.
In the corner.
In the corner, yeah. So who knows how this is going to go. The lighting is really harsh, so sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry. Anyway, so I guess we'll get started with just some background info on us. I mean, obviously, you know, my name is Sam. I was actually born in Joplin, Missouri. We've been in Nashville since 1996, and I love Nashville. I don't know that I would move anywhere else unless it was to Florida for, you know, a few months out of the year when it's not scalding hot. Jennifer?
I was born in a town just right outside of Hendersonville where we live, Gallatin, and I've lived here pretty much my whole life. We moved to California when I was a kid, just for a couple of years, my dad's job, but I've lived back here since I was 8, so pretty much my whole life, and so
That's it.
that's it.
Yeah, that's where we live. And so Hendersonville is like about 20 minutes north of downtown Nashville, where right now there are about 100,000 people packed in to Broadway like Main Street for the NFL draft. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Looks pretty neat.
But,
I watched it on TV last night while he actually went to go see the Avengers.
Yeah. So
kind of odd.
Very cool. Nashville's a really cool town. Foodie scene has blown up in Nashville. For a while, the last couple of years, people were moving to Nashville about 100 people a day. It's slowed down since, but it's a pretty happening small little town. It's not just music. It's not just country music.
Kind of hipster-ish.
There are hipster areas. We try to avoid those because, you know, I don't know. Anyway, we have the Titans, who I'm not a fan of. We have the Predators, who I'm not a hockey fan. But they're great for Nashville, and we go to games and stuff once in a while. Music scene is great, and the foodie scene is amazing. Speaking of the foodie scene, well, before we do Q&A, let's talk about DisFoodies. So we started DisFoodies. You guys know Buddy and Tanya Stevens, and then Dwayne and Cindy Perkins. That's our admin team, along with Jennifer and myself. I love my admin team. I think the world of them. I couldn't ask for better friends and teammates for our team. They're great, and I love all of them. We started DisFoodies June 16th, which coincidentally is my sister's birthday of last year. So we're coming up on a year. We have just over 1,300 members, kind of 13 something.
1350-ish, I think.
So, which is phenomenal to me. I thought it was going to just be a place for me to talk with a few friends about Disney food. I'm blown away by the support and the amount of people that have decided to hang out with us, and I can't wait to see where it goes. So anyway, but to the Q&A section, we'll stay in Nashville for a few minutes. So Linda, who actually lives in Martin, Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't know that.
She's just northwest of us, so we're almost neighbors. Hi, Linda.
I didn't know that.
So she's going to be in Nashville coming up soon, and she asked about Chateau West, which happens to be one of my favorite restaurants in Nashville. It's authentic French cuisine.
I think more authentic than Chef's de France.
Oh, for sure.
Like more along the lines of Monsieur Paul.
Well, because at Disney World, you're catering to tens of thousands of pallets a day, so everything is very Americanized. But Chateau West is very great French restaurant on West End in Nashville. If you're ever in town, you have to go check it out. It's really, really great.
And you have to get the crepe Suzette.
The crepe
If you
Suzette.
get nothing else, you have to go get the crepe Suzette.
It's very great.
They do it. Tableside.
Yeah, they do it
Very
tableside. It's really great. I'm gonna try to. I like to say the word phenomenal a lot. I don't know why. It's just a word that I use.
It's just a phenomenal word.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. So I'm gonna try not to say that so much. But anyway, Chateau West is great. Danielle asks about like our everyday life. Danielle, I got to meet Danielle and her husband Dan at California Grill on our last trip. They're from Colorado, and they were great. Finally got to meet with them. I hated that we missed their son. Their son is an awesome saxophone player. You guys need to go on and see if some of her videos might be public, and you can watch her son. He's a jazz saxophonist. He's great. I almost said phenomenal again, but he is. He's great. And their band got to march down Main Street during their trip. We missed it by like 2 days. So I hate that we missed that, but that they were in town for that, and I got to meet them at California Grill. So anyway, she asked about everyday life in Nashville, which we kind of touched on. I'm a realtor. I think some of you guys know that. I'm a realtor here in town. Jennifer is the vice president of her safety company. They do training for commercial construction,
Kind of
OSHA
like
training.
OSHA, but not OSHA.
They're OSHA without the fines.
Right. Yeah.
So, but anyway, so that's kind of what we do in Nashville. We have 3 kids. Emma's in 4th grade. Sophia's going to start kindergarten next year. Samuel just turned 1. So there's, all those kinds of things, all the extracurriculars that come with that, dance and sports.
Emma wants to start tennis and ballet. And
yeah, all kind of stuff, plus school. So anyway, that's kind of our everyday life. I don't know. Anything to add to that?
No, I don't think so.
Not really. We try to stay out of downtown on the weekends, especially this weekend. So we've been at home pretty much all day. Jennifer's off on Fridays.
Yep.
I get to make my own schedule. So Fridays we usually
Sometimes I don't even get dressed.
Right.
So.
We got dressed for you guys
Yep.
today. And getting dressed amounts to Disney t-shirts. So anyway, Ashley, she asked about our favorite celebrity chefs. Do you have any?
I mean, my favorite is Gordon Ramsay. I think he's probably a lot of people's favorite.
You're eating a sandwich.
Yeah, but we watch Hell's Kitchen every season when it comes on, and of course I've watched some of the. I like Gordon Ramsay because he's kind of well, not kind of, but he's very tough with the adults. But I like watching him with the kids. Unlike MasterChef Junior and stuff. Yeah. I like that. But he's probably my very favorite celebrity chef. I would love to meet him someday. But
yeah, I like him
even just to dine at one of his restaurants.
Yeah, we have some friends here in town, Billy and Lori.
Hi, Billy and Lori.
Hi, Billy and Lori. And they went to Vegas not too long ago, 2 or 3 months ago. Maybe it was before Christmas.
I think
maybe it was before Christmas. Anyway, they went to Vegas and they got to eat at the Hell's Kitchen restaurant and said it was great. So they really rubbed it in.
And there's our dog.
Yeah, the dog's going to mess with the white balance probably here in a minute with the curtains. So I love Gordon Ramsay. Of course, I love... Hey, Brady. Hey, buddy. Go that way, man. Go on. Go get a treat. It's probably... Okay. Well, if the white balance is off now, there's nothing we can do about it. Masaharu Morimoto, of course. I love Morimoto Asia. I've not been to any of his other restaurants because we spend all our vacation dollars at Disney. So that's where we go. But I love Chef Morimoto. Rene Redzepi, Noma is bucket list for me. I want to go to Noma so bad. His menu is out there, but I grew up as a preacher's kid, and our philosophy in my house was if you didn't eat what was in front of you, you may not get to eat. So I learned to like a lot of different foods, and Renee Redzepi's menu, while it's kind of out there, is something that it's bucket list. I want to do that so bad. Thomas Keller, another bucket list chef. French Laundry's been on my list forever, so he's another one of my favorites. And then I mean, these are Disney chefs, so I know that outside of the world of Disney, I don't know how much celebrity they have, but of course Scott Hunnell, who is just, I mean, phenomenal. There's that word again. He's now, the what's his new title? Chef de cuisine of the Grand Floridian Resort, I think is his new title. Of course, you know him from Victoria and Albert's, who now is Amy Rivera, Chef de cuisine, Victoria and Albert's. She's amazing. She's so personable. I love her.
If you have a chance to do the chef's table at Victoria and Albert's, it's so worth it.
It's completely
She is
worth it.
amazing, and the chef Matt that's there as well.
Chef Matt is amazing. The whole staff.
Yeah, we really enjoy them.
Yeah, the whole staff is great, and I didn't write down all the names. I should have, because I knew I would get on here and forget. But if you can do the chef's table at B&A's, do it. They will make you feel at home. You're back in the kitchen getting to watch. If you like to do backstage stuff at Disney, this is top notch. I mean, it's phenomenal. We've done it twice. And
the very first time we did it to celebrate our 10th anniversary. It's the Kingdom Tour, which of course is very backstage. And then we did Victoria and Albert Chef's Table that night. So we kind of spent the whole day Disney backstage, and it was really
it was great.
Neat, so.
It was really awesome. And then of course I can't leave out my favorite chef on property from so most of you know this, but my number one and my number two restaurants at Disney for a long time have been Jico and California Grill. California Grill is my all-time favorite. Jico's just behind. Their menu is great too. So anyway, come to find out, well, I didn't know this when we first started going to Disney, but the chef at Jico was Daniel Cecilia. Didn't know it at the time, but his menu is great. And then August. I think it was August of maybe 2016, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 16 or 17. Chef Cecilia went to California Grill, so his influence is obviously one of my favorites. His menu is great. His menu was great at Jico. His menu at California Grill is just as phenomenal. So Chef Daniel, hi. I know a lot of you guys from California Grill, so tell Chef I said hi. Anyway, so that's kind of some of my favorite celebrity chefs. Ashley had a couple of good questions. I wrote down. She had 3. She wanted to know if I cook or if I just eat. I don't cook. I can cook a few things, but I don't really cook.
And I don't even know what you can cook.
I mean, I could fry an egg, and I can
bowl of
cook.
cereal.
I mean, you've seen. I've posted some of the stuff that I've cooked. Like I made
peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, a bowl of cereal. We made some stuff from the Disney cookbooks, and this turned out all right.
Yeah, we did
the peanut butter mousse
and I made
peanut butter chocolate mousse, which I wish was still at Food and Wine. They took it away.
And we made the German mac and cheese.
The Schinkennudeln.
Yeah.
But no ham. Or do we have ham in ours?
No, we didn't put ham in ours.
So just the German mac and cheese. Good stuff.
It was good stuff.
So, but I don't cook. Jennifer cooks. Thank God she does. Otherwise, I'd be eating fast food and takeout every night. But no, I mostly just eat. Foodie start or early influences. I don't know. Growing up, like I used to like to watch late night television, David Letterman, Jay Leno, all that kind of stuff. And I remember my favorite segments were always when they would have the cooking segments. They would have, I couldn't name anybody now, but they would have celebrity chefs from
like
then.
Rachel Ray.
Yeah, Rachel Ray's fun. But they would come on and do, cook whatever, they cooked in their 5-minute segment. So I liked that, and maybe that was probably my earliest exposure to the cooking world, which obviously I took a hard right, and I'm just in the eating world, not so much the cooking world. So anyway, let's see, the next question. Oh, Diane, how do we eat so much and stay so thin? I don't know.
I don't either.
It's just, I'm just counting down the days till my metabolism decides to give me the finger, and then I have to make the change then, I guess. But I don't know.
I don't know either.
Especially at Disney, because there's so much food, and
but there's
it's
a lot
just
of walking.
lots of walking. Yeah, but like there's just so much food that you just, I just eat until I'm miserable, and then I complain about it.
Well, and I kind of find too, like when we go, like especially to the Food and Wine Festival in October, or when we go to the Flower and Garden Festival over Memorial Day, it's very hot.
Yeah.
So I oftentimes, and I don't know if y'all are the same way, but I find that I make my list of what I want to try, and I only maybe get through a quarter of that list.
Right.
Because it's just so hot.
Sometimes it's too hot to eat.
It's too hot to eat.
Yeah. Unless it's
and
like
so
ice cream.
Right. So what you do eat, you're burning off pretty quickly. So that kind of helps when we're at Disney. And I push a stroller at Disney. Sometimes a double stroller. So that helps.
That's true.
Some.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awkward silence.
Awkward silence.
So like I said, there's so much good stuff in there that I tend to just eat till I'm miserable, and then I complain, go back to the room, sleep it off, and get up and do it all over again. So anyway, I'm going to say, Christine asked about our kids' favorite restaurants. They're upstairs and they're behaving themselves right now, so I'll wait and come back to that, and maybe we'll have them come down and answer that question for you guys. Peggy, my perfect foodie day. I thought and thought and thought and thought about that, and I don't know that any day that I get to eat at Disney World is perfect. I guess if I had to pick like a day where I did 3 squares and like I wouldn't be able to do anything else, but like I guess I would probably say like maybe like a Kona Cafe breakfast. Maybe.
I think if I had,
or maybe Olivia's.
I think if I were able to just eat and I never got full. I probably could do California Grill brunch for breakfast. I don't know what I would do for lunch.
Well, if you do California Grill brunch, you're not doing lunch,
yeah.
and you're probably not doing dinner.
Well, if I could just eat whatever I wanted to all day and not be full, I would probably do California Grill brunch. Chef's table at B&A's for dinner. That would be probably my perfect.
That would be a perfect foodie.
I would.
It's a lot of food. Miriam did that.
Miriam
did
that.
Miriam do
yes,
that?
Miriam
Miriam,
did that.
let us know how that went. I remember us talking
that.
about that. Miriam Falk, who is awesome.
Miriam.
I love Miriam. She's actually a cast member on the West Coast at Disneyland, and she did that.
She did
last year. Wasn't it?
It was when we.
Was it last?
It was.
Or was it 2 years ago?
No, it was Labor Day.
Oh yeah.
Because she went and had California Grill brunch, and then that night she went to. She didn't do the chef's table.
She did.
She just did.
I think she was in the main dining room, and I think she did 7 courses.
She was either in the main dining or the Queen Victoria room.
I can't remember. Maybe Queen Victoria room. I think it was the Queen
Miriam,
Victoria
you'll
room.
have to tell us if we're right on this.
Tell us, Miriam. I can't remember.
But,
I think it was Queen Victoria because I remember that you got everybody in the room finally talking and hanging out.
It's very quiet in the Queen Victoria room.
Yeah.
Like we did that the very first time we ever ate at Victoria and Albert's, and we liked it. And Victoria
but you can hear
Albert's,
a pin drop, and it's carpeted.
It's just
it's very refined, very quiet, very hush hush.
Like we
I felt bad. In fact, I didn't take any pictures that night.
We were like newbie foodies.
Yeah, well, but I remember
that was our 3rd trip to Disney ever.
I think it was.
We went to B&A's.
But I didn't take any pictures. Like it was very posh.
It's still an incredible experience.
Complete opposite from the chef's table where you're back there and they're working.
Like I've taken my shoes off at the chef's table. Like
right.
the year I was pregnant with the baby, I took my shoes off and like they brought me a stool to put my feet up and totally different than the Queen Victoria room where it's very quiet.
So clearly we're ADD and we just got off on a tangent there. But so back to my perfect foodie day. So that would be yours. We like V&A's. So as much as I love brunch at California Grill, I think I would. In the interest of saving my stomach some trouble, I think I would do like either Kona or Olivia's breakfast. Now this might change when we're doing Wine Bar George's brunch next month, so this answer might change.
And I know this is kind of random, but I really liked 1900 Park Fair breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I thought
So
that
would
was
you switch that out for your Perfect Foodie day?
No.
Okay.
But I liked it. It was good.
So I'm thinking probably Kona or Olivia's. I would maybe do lunch at Sanaa, and then of course dinner at California Grill. That would be
Really?
Mhm.
Perfect one?
Well, I mean that's my perfect day. I mean I love V&A's, but we don't. I mean, are you buying? Who's paying? I mean,
You're always paying.
I mean, let's call a spade a spade. It's not a cheap meal. So
True.
Perfect Foodie day. I think I'll go Kona, Sanaa, and California Grill. Probably with a Dole Whip.
I do like California Grill. In fact, I hope they don't ever get rid of that chocolate dessert. Our friend Jason there. Jason, don't let him get rid of the chocolate dessert. It's really good. Y'all should have the lava cake.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lava cake.
Yeah, it's good.
We like California Grill too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Going back to California Grill.
We love. I mean, I know this is not lip service, okay, but we have a lot of
We have a lot of friends there.
A lot of the CMs at California Grill are DisFoodies.
Right. You know, probably my favorite memory ever that we had at California Grill was we ate there Christmas night, and it was just very. I feel like for Christmas night it was very laid back.
Mm-hmm.
Like we went just kind of
They
casual.
opened at 2:00 that
right,
day.
like we went kind of casual.
And it was kind of slow.
And so I happened to, of course, the baby, he was just about 1. His birthday, December 29th, so this was Christmas night. But he was kind of fussy and like ready to get up from the table and stuff, so I took him outside onto that little catwalk, and they had the Christmas music just blaring, and they had, of course, you know, the castle back behind you and stuff, and I actually have a video on my phone still that I'll go back and watch from time to time, but it was really just magical. You know?
Yeah, so. It's my favorite, and I know it's a lot of your guys' favorite too. And like I said, that's not lip service. They're not paying me to say this, but I feel at home at California Grill. If you haven't been, please go. If you have been and you had a less than stellar experience, tell me, and we'll make sure that you get a redo and that it's right, because it's by far one of the best dining experience. Somebody called it dinnertainment. Who was that?
That's good.
Somebody said dinnertainment. The fireworks view is great. The service is great. I don't want to start naming names because I'll leave somebody out. But you guys know who you are. The whole staff at California Grill. You guys are from the seaters to the servers, the bar backs. Back of house has always been awesome. So anyway, we love you guys. So I'm gonna start tearing up. We're gonna move on. Lisa wants to know which fancy restaurant would we recommend for somebody that doesn't particularly care for fancy food. I feel like most of the signature restaurants at Disney cater to a wide variety of palates.
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
You can get pizzas and mac and cheese at all of the signatures. I would say probably the least, what's the word I'm looking for? The one that I would recommend the least.
Not offensive, but like the...
Probably Monsieur Paul, I think, has probably got the most...
It's very...
the least non-foodie friendly menu, because it's, to me, it's more authentic than downstairs at Chefs de France. I mean, you can get a filet. I mean, a filet is a filet.
You know...
Non-foodie. Not non-foodie friendly.
I like it. I've had things there that I like more than others.
Right.
It's not a restaurant that I would pick if I had to
see where it's one of my favorites.
Right.
It's top 3 for me, probably top 5.
And it's probably one that, I mean, I'll go to with you, but...
Right. So outside of Monsieur Paul, probably any of the signature, any of the fancy places. V&A's I wouldn't recommend for somebody that doesn't like frou-frou, because it's French inspired. You know, I get in the habit of saying 10 courses. It could be 10 courses. It could be 13 courses. But the degustation menu, if you don't like fancy frou-frou, you wouldn't probably like V&A's.
Now, I will throw in that the last time we went, I had the vegetarian menu at Victoria and Albert's, and it was incredible. So much so that, because I don't eat much seafood, or I mean, really, if it's not chicken or pork, I really don't eat it. So I did the vegetarian menu, and it was so good. So much so that the next time we go back, I'll do it again. It was really good. You know, I'd have to go back to California Grill on that one. That question. the non-fancy food because
Yeah. It's very
there's so
palatable
much
for a tamer audience.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
because even
picky eaters and things.
you know where I really enjoyed one time was Tiffin's.
Mm-hmm.
I like Tiffin's a lot. That was kind of
that was a
surprise to me. I really like Tiffin's.
Yeah, I was telling somebody else today. We were talking about different restaurants, and Tiffin's came up. I need to go back to Tiffin's. We've only been to Tiffin's once, and it was kind of toward the middle of a longer trip.
And it was the end of the day.
So palate fatigue had well set in already.
I really liked what I had.
So I did too. It was good, but it didn't blow me away. But I think it was my fault because
I would love to go back there again.
We need to go like at the beginning of our trip,
right?
When we're not already bloated and overfed.
But
it was good. I liked it.
Like the poor animals from the safari.
Yeah, exactly. I think I had the surf and turf. I'm sure.
I had some sort of. There's the dog.
Which means our neighbor's dog is outside.
I had some sort of vegetarian thing, but it was like a tamale.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. It was phenomenal, actually.
Sit down.
So, anyways, I like Tiffin's. I thought it was pretty good.
They have a great roasted cauliflower.
Yes, that almost if they put it with some fried rice, it would be a good
veg dish.
Right. Yeah. It was really good.
So I'm not answering this question. My friend Josh, if you guys have been on the page for any amount of time, you know Josh Bratcher, who coincidentally is a vlogger. You guys can check his channel out. Practically Perfect Park Hopping. It's a tongue twister. Practically Perfect Park Hopping. They're Mary Poppins fans, so obviously you get the reference. But anyway, Josh and Britt. Josh
and Britt.
So Josh said, well, I didn't write the question down. It's right here on my screen. He says, what happened at the end of Avengers Endgame? I will not talk about that.
And I didn't even see the movie.
Yeah.
He told me.
We will not talk about that, Josh.
He told me.
No spoilers.
So if you want to know.
No spoilers.
I'll tell you.
Buddy asks, Buddy Stevens, one of our fabulous admins, living or dead? Let's just read the question because my shorthand is not great and I can't read my writing. Okay, he says, I can have one drink with someone. I can have one drink somewhere with anyone living or dead. What are you drinking? So, I mean, I think obviously the answer to this question is the man himself. I would pick Walt Disney because there are so many things I would want to ask him. I would probably not get any of them out because I would just be sitting there in awe of his genius. But it would definitely be Walt Disney. And contrary to what Mike thinks, it would not be a Boulevardier. I would honor Walt Disney by ordering a Scotch Mist. That was his drink.
I didn't know that.
Scotch Mist, if I'm not mistaken, I think Buddy and I talked about this. I didn't look it up. I meant to look it up. I think Black and White Scotch whiskey is that was his brand of choice. Black and White, it's just Scotch over ice. It's just a Scotch Mist. And his...
Scotch and water hold the Scotch.
Right. Did you just make a joke, Bobby?
Uh,
So anyway...
We quote a lot of movie lines, by the way.
That would be mine. It would be a Scotch Mist with Walt Disney. One of his... I forget who said it, but they interviewed one of his longtime friend and partners. And they said that was his nightcap. At the end of every workday, he would have a Scotch Mist. And he said he may have had a lot of liquid, but he said, I don't think he got a whole lot of alcohol because it's a pretty watered down drink. But that would be my what if I could go have any drink with any person. And he also said anywhere. So I guess, I don't know. The places I would pick didn't exist. Like if this was like in the 1960s, I guess I would pick Carthay Circle. Was that open yet?
I don't know much about Disneyland. I've only been one time and I was just very little. So
anyway, I don't know where we'd go, but we'd have a Scotch Mist somewhere. Me and Walt. Me and Mr. Walt.
I'd probably pick Walt as well.
What would you be drinking? Sprite with a twist?
Maybe.
On the rocks?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe a nice cup of coffee at the Magic Kingdom, which I'm sporting the Magic Kingdom mug here today. Magic Kingdom is my favorite park, so I would probably, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I know this wasn't possible. Obviously, Walt was not around for the Magic Kingdom, but I'd probably just hang out with Walt. We could sip a Slurpee, something from Starbucks, and go get on the People Mover.
Yeah.
So that'd probably be. It would be with Walt for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think most Disney people would pick Walt or Roy.
Yeah.
I mean, my God,
Or you know who would be really cool would be Lillian.
Lillian would be
to hear
great.
what it was like
From
to
her perspective.
to be married to Walt.
Yeah.
You know, to hear her perspective of it. So that'd be pretty cool. Maybe you could have Walt. I could have.
It could just be a double date.
Right.
Yeah, then we wouldn't have to miss out.
With the Disney.
That would be a great perspective to hear her side of the story.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
That's why you have me here.
That's why I've got you here. Yeah. I got you, babe. So that's basically everything. I mean, you guys had some great questions. Somebody else, some good ideas that we had talked about before, and I don't remember who said this. I think it was Kathy. Let's see if I can find. Oh yeah, Kathy. So she actually brought up a great memory I have from watching David Letterman with my dad when I was a kid, and they were his top 10 lists. I don't know how we would make them funny like he did, but she had a great idea of doing like top 10 lists for, restaurants and, things like that, which we kind of do once in a while. We haven't done it in a while. We haven't done our resort review in a couple of months. We kind of slacked off on that.
Yeah.
But that's something that we've talked about doing. It's a great idea. Ask the Chef segments. I want to get with some of my cast member friends and get their input on their favorites. We really do love the cast members. You guys make magic, and obviously if it wasn't for you guys, there wouldn't be a place to go. I mean, they have to have employees, they have to have cast members. So thank you guys. We would love to do, and maybe we can talk to some. I mean, we're lucky enough to have lots of cast member friends.
And one of our cast member friends we haven't mentioned yet, he's actually an original cast member who works at Cinderella's Royal Table. So if you ever go for dinner, you need to request Sir Rob.
Yeah.
We absolutely love Sir Rob. In fact, we had an opportunity to spend just a little bit of time with Sir Rob and
Gail.
Mrs. Sir Rob.
Rob and Gail.
Yes. And
over Christmas. We got to have lunch with them. They're fantastic people.
Yeah, they are.
But he's an original. He's an OG cast member.
So it's really neat to hear his stories. He's told us some pretty neat stories about Roy and all that. So so Rob.
Yeah. So anyway, that might be something we can work out with some of our cast member friends. What are your favorites and things like that. And then something that I really want to do, I hope you guys will watch. There are 11, potentially a 12th coming, Pavilions to World Showcase. We don't do rumors on DisFoodies, and nothing has been announced officially, but there is a 12th pavilion rumored. We won't get into that. But the other 11, I would love to do some in-depth reviews on and go in and do every pavilion. I feel like some of the pavilions are overlooked. I mean, obviously,
I really like.
Yeah, obviously, like Mexico and Norway and France are probably the most popular. In my opinion, UK, of course, Rose and Crown is fantastic. But like Morocco and
the Canadian pavilion is
Canada,
beautiful.
it is gorgeous, but I feel like it's overlooked. I think people just kind of breeze by, unless they're going to Le Soleil. I think people just kind of blow by, and I mean the waterfall that's back there.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever even been back there.
It's really, really gorgeous. So I want to do that. I hope you guys let us know in the comments if that's something that you guys would be interested in. Doing some in-depth, maybe not terribly long, maybe 20 or 30 minutes on the pavilion and the attractions and the food.
Maybe you guys can pick where we start.
So, and I know things will be changing here before the 50th anniversary. I know Ratatouille's coming to France. I'm so excited about the new signature coming to the Japan pavilion. I'm really excited about that. I love me some A5 Wagyu, Miyazaki, Hokkaido. My mouth is watering. So I'm hoping, surely they'll have those options. It's going to be a signature restaurant in Japan. So those options should exist. Some Hokkaido scallops. God. Anyway, so let us know in the comments if that's something that you guys would like to see. World Showcase Pavilion reviews. Lots to talk about there.
And maybe even just specific restaurants, you know, or we can hit every restaurant in the pavilion, you know.
Yeah.
We're open for suggestions. So
open to suggestions.
Yep.
So the other thing we love to do is giveaways. And let me touch on this for 1 second.
Oh, we didn't answer about the kids.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Restaurant.
Yeah. Do you want to go get them? No.
I don't know.
Maybe we'll ask them off camera, and we'll just put it in the description.
Maybe
we'll put
we'll
it
let them
in the
answer
comments.
that question next time.
What their favorites are. Well, I'll just tell you, like, when we go to Disney for their birthday trip, so like we lucked out with our kids' birthdays. We've got one that was born near Memorial Day, one born near Labor Day, and then the baby was born right after Christmas. So we typically go to Disney those times of the year anyway. So we've just looked out and we've marked those their birthday trips. So the girls, well, the kids, he's not old enough to tell us yet,
Right.
but the girls, they get to pick what we do on one of our days during the trip and where we eat dinner that night or breakfast, whatever meal. So this year, I can't remember what they picked last year, but this year Emma has specifically asked for California Grill. Be Still My Heart.
And go to Epcot.
So without any influence whatsoever.
Because she had originally picked dinner, and now she says she wishes she had picked brunch.
Yeah, so we may have to do a little arm twisting. I don't know. I'll do either. So anyways, she picked dinner at California Grill. Sophia picked.
Last year we ate breakfast at Garden Grill.
Yeah,
and I think we did Epcot.
I think we did.
And then
this year she has picked. You guys already know this, but she picked Be Our Guest because I tried to pull the wool over her eyes a little bit, and I tried to get her to pick between breakfast and lunch. She didn't want either of those. She wanted to meet the Beast, so she said we need to do dinner. So we're doing dinner. We got the reservation. It came through, so we're doing dinner at Be Our Guest.
Last time we ate at Be Our Guest was when
we got to walk through a monsoon.
All of the family was with us.
Yeah, it rained the entire way.
I think your mom and I pushed Sophia and the stroller through about 4 inches of water past Cheshire Cafe.
Yeah.
And then the
air was on
full blast. So
we were wet and cold during dinner. But this was before the menu change.
Yes.
So we haven't been
since the menu change. So
we're gonna try that.
And we'll do the Magic Kingdom that day. So.
Yeah. So we'll answer for them. Those were their picks for their birthday meal. So
and then I think
California
the
Grill for Emma.
California Grill dinner. Of course, he didn't care.
We picked for him.
We picked for him.
And then Sophia Be Our Guest.
And another cool thing, if you guys don't know about it, but the podium cakes for the birthdays, and they're reasonably priced.
They're like $35.
And they're really good.
And they're big.
They're
they
big.
Feed probably. I would say that they feed probably 10 people.
We can only eat half, maybe, and those are like huge pieces.
Yeah.
So we usually only eat.
We usually eat half, and then we leave the rest for the staff.
But the cake itself is very good.
It is good.
Like I've been really.
They're much better than
the
the 6 or 8 inch rounds that they used to have.
Yeah.
These are they're like the dome cakes from Amaret's.
Yeah, they're really
probably
good.
not as good. I haven't had one from Amaret's.
I've had the mini dome. Is that what they're called?
The mini dome, mini Mickey dome.
Mm-hmm. They're good.
Miniature.
Yeah, they're good.
So I can't compare, but they are good. But they're like the dome cakes from there.
Yeah.
From Amaret's.
Mm-hmm. Sorry to get off on them. I like cake.
Another tangent. Yeah, it is what it is. So I guess that's all.
Mm-hmm. I think that's it.
So our first vlog.
We would love to hear any other questions you guys have.
Mm-hmm.
Keep shooting them at us. I don't know how often we'll do these.
As often as there's questions to answer.
Yeah, so we'd love to hear your questions. Mm-hmm. Let us know. Doesn't necessarily, like this one, doesn't necessarily have to be food related. Mm-hmm. It can be food related, obviously, but doesn't necessarily have to be. Mm-hmm. So, we'll talk about anything, obviously, because we'll sit here and chat.
I mean, I could talk about Disney all day. My friend Josh and I will go to Starbucks, and it'll be like 3 or 4 hours later, and Jennifer calls me, and she's like, "Where are you guys?" At Starbucks. Like, you're still at Starbucks?
I was at work that day, though.
Yeah, we have coffee, and we talk about Disney. What more could you want?
Yeah.
So I could sit here and talk about Disney to the wall all day long and be fine with it. So.
Is that what you do when I'm at work?
No, I work. So
Talk to the wall. Talk to the wall.
At least talk to the wall. At least the wall doesn't talk back.
It's true. Maybe.
So anyway, this is like super cut and dry. Today,
this is really kind of how we are.
Today got away from me, and I have no graphics built. I have no bumpers. I have no fancy lower thirds. I have no roll-ins, no music beds.
You could sing for him at the end. I'm not going to sing because I'm not a good singer.
I'm not going to sing.
Sing in the car by myself.
I'm not going to sing. Don't make me sing.
No.
Don't make me sing. Anyway, we love you guys.
Yep.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching. I
Subscribe.
hope you stuck till the end.
How did they say it? Like, subscribe, and ding the bell so you don't miss any notifications.
Right. Like, subscribe, and comment down below. That's what they say. Our children watch a lot of YouTube.
Yeah.
And our girls will go around, they're just a walking YouTube video.
They do. They speak in YouTube.
Right.
Like and subscribe.
Comment down below.
So, anyway, we hope this wasn't stupid. It probably was.
Hope you enjoyed it.
So, anyway.
And there's the dog, just in time.
So, on that note, we're going to sign off. We hope you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, don't tell us.
Don't give us a
just tell me. Just unsubscribe, and I'll take that as the hit. So, all right. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for watching.